race between the top 4 teams right now, and then a race from 5th all the way down to about 9th, all within about another 15 points or so. So 2 different races going on for a ton of cash. Let's get into game number 3 of the day, game number 9 overall. We're nearing the halfway point already, and we are flying in and flying through this tournament, Tiff. I'm excited to see what happens this time around, as yet again, we're tuning back in with Breadman, who just won the last lobby, and they're stretching their drop all the way to the north side of Levin.
It's very similar to what we've witnessed for them. Now, think about this. With their drop spot being so close to Levin Resort, think of the rotation. They had to go all the way from the furthest west to the furthest east in the central area. Farms was not going to be easy. You have to think about all of the water that you have to cross, all of the exposures, and we saw just how vital Restock came in clutch. He even credited to it after that win. Yo, use Restock. I never did not have smokes between Restock, between the munition crates, and even plenty of nades to boot to throw at everyone for being that sniper support. We're gonna go ahead, hit that buggy, and continue on moving.
I don't see anybody here.
Yeah, I love that breakdown, and I appreciate you for it. This is going to be a lot of fun to see if anybody tries to contest them up on the kind of north western side of the map. They are stretching to the very outer edges, and it's because of some of these loot caches. This is just time in. You got to know these spots. It's a great way to grab cash, weapons, and everything in between. We've talked about how much resources are important, and another example of a way to gain a ton of resources very quickly.
There's actually people that do the Lord's work and put maps on the internet of where all the hidden caches are, those loot caches, and it just makes such a world of a difference. You can just easily find streaks. You'll find gas masks in them, plenty of cash. But for Team Mizu here on the broadcast, Tommy's POV up and Adam getting punished for extending out on towards the high ground. That's exactly why roofs can be really detrimental to your life here in Urzikstan. But the ability to reposition despite the non-use of smoke there, still pretty vital. Now we've got the enemy in our sights, and a good shield crack will allow Mizu and Smith to potentially find some success. Well, they're not going to find that. Shucks is actually going to put Z Smith straight to the gulag.
Yeah, that's tough. Again, sometimes you play kind of this triangle formation. You've got one a little bit stretched, but they didn't have enough room to cover, and that's just a little bit more time. But as we swap over to another team in trouble, Scraps goes down after grabbing a couple knocks. This is Sailor Kevy's squad on the other side that has been nearly full wipe. Comes flying back and forth, and in trouble, Rob goes down. It's going to be all up to Oki to grab the team wipe, and he's able to do so, but they lose one in the process. Still a nice little team fight for the trio. Opportunity to continue to clamber up this leaderboard for an EU squad. This is a fun kind of haphazard team that was thrown together for this event. It's been fun to see them kind of work together throughout the course of this tournament. Been putting up pretty solid numbers here and there, but not making a massive dent on the leaderboard overall. Would love to do so here, especially with a hot start like this.
Ooh, brief mention on the leaderboard. We did have some players reporting their scores, so a little bit of a shakeup. I know I was kind of talking about that being a $22,000 slip up. Well, Crinks got their scores supported, and now it is within 2 points. They are sitting in second as opposed to fourth, which we showed prior to this game. So that puts them in a $12,000 spot, but we are looking to see who can cover the distance, because between you and me, that first through second place is an 18K difference. And well, when you've got VonBot on your screen finding some success against Astaflex, that's going to be a full on to them. But the issue, they push the rooftop and they're able to get the trade.
Yeah, Hisoka can't really do much here. A great trade from Asta. They've lost VonBot. Comms flying. There's one spotted up above. Hisoka trying to play with him is what he says, and he's able to do exactly that. A great grenade to break shields. Gets one incredibly weak all the way down to flesh and then some. And somehow they're able to scurry out and likely replate back up. They're going to have to retake this fight again, all evened up. I think it's 2 versus 2, potentially 2 versus 1, as VonBot does lose their gulag, which means they're going to have to buy them back, and they don't have to cash for it yet.
I get him. He's still there now.
Yeah. I don't want to play on me.
Definitely need to keep moving on that.
Man down.
Here we go.
I'll see this kid in front of him.
Soka finds one. Spotted out.
Cracked in doorway.
He's able to crack through the doorway, just enough room where he can throw the bullets through the wall and grabs the knock. Rampy is down. They need to fly at this if they want to confirm the kill. Likely there's another one here. Soka saying he's, I think, in the window watching the cross, and nothing spotted, not yet, but one out in the open. There's the cleanup. They've got player advantage. Smoke's flying.
Behind me, donate.
There's another
so
side.
much
Wow.
chaos, Ghosh. Can you believe this? We tuned straight into Breadman. You've already got one member down. Looks like it's going to be Joewo, and trying to throw a smoke for the teammate while they're getting rezzed is really vital. That just shows the little nuances of chemistry that these teams know how to work together. Still getting peppered from afar through the windows, all over the place, electing to equip that mortar strike in case they need it.
I believe there's a guy in blue, so I'm not sure if you're ready.
Sounds like they've got a couple players spotted out in the open. But they're going to make sure they have the resources they need to push this fight. Don't want to do so too dramatically. I would love to pull up our leaderboard all here on the right-hand side and remind the people at home. On the other side of this POI, and that's DJ Moss taking out Skullface, which means we've got several of our top teams all inside this POI and in trouble. Skullface having to win his gulag to get back and help his teammates, and nope! God finds an angle.
I feel like I relate with Skullface in that exact moment, because let me just tell you, there's nothing worse than having to fight in the gulag in one of these custom matches. You never know who you're going to go up against, and every 1v1 is the sweatiest thing I've ever experienced. I say that, and I've been in the gulag with exact time and time again, and I am not a fan.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it looks like I am getting word that Kaylee's squad, who was creeping up the leaderboard, made it to top 5 last game, made it to top 3 even last game. They are full dead already. Something went dramatically wrong, and they have been on a roller coaster of a tournament, some ups and some downs. This one's certainly a down, so be curious to see what they're able to do in the next one. So we continue to watch Breadman's squad. They've only got 4 eliminations at this point because they're playing extremely patient and strategic. They're able to buy back Skullface, and they're trying to restabilize, but he's got to grab some loot to be able to help out, and there is a loadout nearby that I think he's going for.
The quietest I've heard this team be. So it must be the calm before the storm. As they keep their eyes on things. Okay, look, they want to get to the tower. Now, when they say, let me see if I can get to the tower, that's because Breadman wants to survey the land that is Urzikstan with that sniper and just try to essentially grief people throughout, but also give Joewo and Skullface plenty of information to excel on. It's similar to how we witnessed DJ Moss playing with the sniper hanging back from Super Ev and Braxton and allowing them to kind of 2v3. And if something happens, he's got plenty of cash to be able to hit that buyback.
Yeah, if you had a chance to look at that leaderboard when it popped up on screen now a couple times, you saw some of the changes we mentioned. Couple points here, couple points there. It is still a very, very tight race. So if you have any questions on the leaderboard, you can also type in !leaderboard, and it'll pull that link up for you. We've got a nice eFuse leaderboard set up for you. It'll actually even show some of the players' individual kills. Who's the top slayer? And we'll see if maybe Pins can grab another elimination here. No, does not win his ones this time in the gulag. It's Adam coming out of this one.
Gotta win those ones. Jumping back in with Z Smith, Team Mizu, and Tommy. Very hard edge here. Z Smith is hunted, but they've got an engagement just in front of them, not from a team that is hunting out, or that threat would be up, but still relatively open as we make our way through this, just trying to find a knock. And well, that does come through from the Captain Mizu. That's gonna be on to Shucks. Seeing if we can grab that full. There it goes, and a team wipe to boot. 4 eliminations from Z Smith and trying to find a handful more.
Some nice resource management here. Going to make sure we've got the durables. And again, kind of edge hunting. Just looking for a couple more teams to try to pick up. Smith is on 4, and this is a game they desperately need. Tommy Z Smith got us all working together as a team, playing together as a unit. likely will hit this zip and get into the next POI. One of my favorite changes with Urzikstan is these zips and how fast they begin to move into the next zone as well. So there's even more frequency of them near kind of mid-late game. A lot of amazing quality of life changes with Urzikstan. But as we tune back into Vonbot, they constantly are finding themselves in a ton of action, getting shot from several different angles. And that's Symphony going down on the other side as we've turned and burned one. There's the full wipe. Where's FIFA and Linen? Are they going to try to push this fight? I probably would say no. They're a smart enough team to know taking a 2v3 against Hisoka and Shifty is a bad idea. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Linen getting out of here, getting back to a potential zip to get out of this POI completely, and hopefully head to a buy and get back their teammate.
FIFA making comms coming out saying, hey, they're gonna fly on us. So we gotta keep an eye onto that. But Rated already out of the lobby is gonna be authorized back in though, just as I say that. Rated goes massive, but loses life through the doorway. Self-res, will it connect? Yes, because Autorize and Mayapo were able to deal the damage to suppress that engagement and allow Rated the opportunity to success. Already on 5 though, and still looking for more. When you think about it, this squad is still trying to climb up that leaderboard, but for Breadman, needing to win this vital gulag against Nano, but the shots go out, and well, it's Breadman who's still got a mere little bit of shields left, trying to use the utility. It's not going to move the needle as Nano pushes in, and just like that, leaves Team Breadman with 1 member left standing.
Nano doing it for Brazil, a big pickup in the gulag for his squad and a major boon for any other squad jockeying with Skullface's team. Brett going down there is going to be a frustrating point of order to at the very least slow their roll. Even if they do get both buybacks, they have slowed their roll, their momentum, their elimination lead. This is going to be a tough one to come back on. But Symphony back on the map, quickly comes back and takes down one of the top teams, or at least top players. And wait a minute, is that a jailbreak happening right now? A jailbreak is the saving grace for Joewo, Breadman, and Skullface, and plenty other teams. Now, the way this works with jailbreaks and customs is that if you have a teammate alive, you're able to use the jailbreak. If your team has been fully eliminated, you must all splat. All right, so that's the way this works. Super important delineator, but for a team like Joewo's squad that had one left alive, this is a major boon, and I have to burn a ton of resources and time.
For the teams that were looking to really hone in on their number of eliminations, the time is now.
Hearing some audio cues, gonna take their time here. Slow their roll, be patient. Talked about it yesterday. The makings of a great team are the teams that can fly at squads when they need to and then learn how to play extremely patient. But here's the restabilization point. Breadman in trouble, died to a nade, low on health, and couldn't get any plates in. Quickly, Joe out, Bread out, Skullface out. Is that a full team wipe? It is. The team that just won, the team with the momentum on their side, wind in their sails. All of a sudden, the bullets riddle the sail and they can't go anywhere. Lost at sea and gonna have to battle their way back into this next map. Still some room to work in this tournament, but a tough loss there in 21st place.
Behind us along the wall.
On the wall. All right, get him, guys. Here we go. We immediately turn our attention back to the calls from Rated. We still have the mobile buy station that we've been working, immediately purchasing that UAV into the sky, and we know that that team in front of them is stacking, and guess who they've got their attention on thanks to that heat-seeking grenade at that point, but he does not fall. Still has a self-res, but gonna be navigating through these buildings. If we can turn the tide and maybe find an opening knock onto one of the 3, it will allow Mayapo and Autorize to sync up and wreak havoc.
This is the makings of a complete and total upside down lobby for a lot of the teams at the top. Breadman's team out with 7 eliminations. Krink's team out. Only a few eliminations as well. Where's DJ Moss? Where's Super Evan? Braxton. Rated, Autorize, and Mayapo. They needed a window of opportunity, and they might have it here. They've got a door in front of them they've blown open, but they need a window of opportunity on the leaderboard, Tiff. This could be the moment they need to start creeping their way back into the top 5 with some of the top teams fully eliminated as we get another northern circle, and this one about as north as it goes. The northeast corner of the map. Rated, Autorize, and Mayappo going to have to make a move here. Would like to clean up a couple squads on the way, though.
Nothing like a military base ending, and this team right now is currently sitting in 5th place with 116 points. If our heavy hitters from the top 3 are down and out, this will open the door for this squad in particular to really shoot up into that top 3, but we've got to get away from that building. Some good use on that from the enemies to destroy that and deny them that rotation that could be made just a little bit easier. Still 17 squads in this lobby, and yeah, you're right, we are heading up further towards this area. Now we think about the rotation patterns here. We have the cover of buildings, but due east from this is a large slew of open land and plenty of hills, but as they still need plenty of safety, we still lose out on what looks to be Autorize. So Rated and Mayappo last standing, a buy station just ahead of them on that rotation. Rated does have the cash to be able to get Autorize back, but the issue is, oh no, there is a loadout ahead of them. I was gonna say, I was worried about their weapon choices, right? What were you gonna get? But Autorize should be able to fly back in and grab that loadout. But this is a buy station that we've seen a lot of people use, so there are plenty of teams on the horizon. This is the building that Symphony was kind of camping right here in the corner and like watching the buy station.
This is, you have to early rotate here, and I think Rated was able to get there, one of the first teams. Look how many red dots are on this mini-map right now with these UAVs popping. There are so many teams trying to come in from the edge of the lobby, get into this northeast circle. This is going to be a tough circle if you're coming in late. It is all about the early rotators at the end of the day. Ahsoka going to try to carve a path for himself here. Shifty, Ahsoka, go big. Lennon, Symphony, out of here. Our top 5 are getting annihilated. Skullface dead, Krink's dead, Braxton's team dead. Only 2 up. We've got this squad alive. We've got Autorize, Rated, and Mayappo still alive, and Lennon's team fully eliminated. Most of our top teams have been wiped. All eyes are on Ahsoka, Von Bot, and Shifty, and all eyes are on Rated, Autorize, Mayappo. The 2 teams still within the top 8 or so that are alive that could go massive here and really turn this leaderboard on its head.
Well, thinking of how this rotation is going to work, not sure if production's able to queue up a listen in, but it could be really nice to kind of get a lay of the land prior to that final end game.
Oh, there's a lot of loot, bro. Watch out.
I only have 2 smokes. I need that loot. I need to play off that body.
Smoke it.
There's probably a window second floor.
Ammo and shit. You need plates, Ollie? I'm gonna play on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
We gotta go in the building on the right, I think. You see that shit?
You have air, Josh, or no?
Yeah, out loads.
Need that.
I don't see anything on second, bro.
Go, move in this other door.
Hey, above us, close.
Yeah.
Right here.
Need
Clear,
it.
it's clear on me.
Need it, me.
Move. Drow.
Smoking.
Roof on the next door.
Go. There's only buildings.
They're above us on the roof. Could be a team below.
Play bottom. Wait a minute. I made it.
I think we hold your door. Oh, there's a fucking window there.
They're on the roof though.
They're gonna stay roof. They're not gonna drop on you.
You had a loadout gun. I mean, gulag guns.
Get flanked.
Where might have jumped? Yeah, he's on the loot. Might push me. He's on the loot.
A solid rotation, Tiff, and unfortunately they lost Rated in the process. They do have tempered. They're able to get their resources back up. Autorize low on plates. A tough fight to take. They do have low ground, and they're going to stay patient. But a lot happening on the other side of this circle. You can see the one building that people are hanging out in. That's Autorize and Mayappo. On the other side, you've got a full team of 3. Another team that could turn this leaderboard on its head inside the top 10 and trying to make a massive advance into contention for the top 5. You've got Havoc squad with Unrational and Huskerrs trying to battle their way into zone using these berms. They need a couple picks here on the top shelf, and Autorize and Mayappo will be happy if it happens, but no. Dropping in 7th place down below at the bottom floor, they get pushed, they get wiped. Mayappo's team 7th. Von Bot squad also out in 9th. All of our top teams fully eliminated. The door is busted wide open, and who's gonna go busting through the wall like the Kool-Aid man? It might be Huskerrs, Noobs, and Tommy both down, potentially out. It's going to be up to Serve to keep that team alive, and we're down to the final 6 squads here, Tiff.
And one of those 6 squads is Team Havoc, coming into this map in 9th place with 101.1 points. They do have a good chunk of eliminations, 6 for just Huskerrs alone, 4 for Havoc, so we're on double digits. We don't have the circle pop, but we can fight our way through it. Working together, I'm excited to see how they're going to approach this. You've already talked about how Unrational and Huskerrs, former teammates, Unrational has one of the biggest clutch factors, but Scraps has fallen, and we keep barreling through, finally making a beautiful jump spot to get priority to that final zone.
Whoa.
What can Almond and Noobs do? Team Serve trying to answer back.
Tommy was eliminated on the other side of a different team, but Noobs was knocked and was not fold. We're losing Serve. Now we're losing Almond. Potentially, will he be able to play his life with 1 HP? It seems like it. Noobs trying to play backup. There's 5 teams left in this circle. Here's Tommy's squad. I was wondering who was still up. I didn't see the team life, and it's Z-Smith playing his life. 5 teams, 8 players, and 1 team of 2 on your screen right now with Havoc. This is a nice opportunity for Havoc's team to win it all here. They have building positioning. They're on the outside. Noobs, if he gets a pick here, could open up the door. But the team with the most players alive is Team Serve. With Noobs and Almond, somehow Almond was never taken out. Serve wasn't finished either. And they're just parked outside of this building with as much cover as they could ask for.
Take that shit.
Gonna be really tough for Team Havoc here now as a duo to be able to turn things around, but we have seen similar processes to this. Havoc
Nice.
able to grab a knock on to Serve, giving that a little bit of number advantage. Almond, so that means Noobs will be the last one up, and Havoc doubles down, looking on the other side of this rooftop, doing a good chunk of damage, and now can they turn this around? Ultimate high ground typically isn't the favored position, but when the circle pulls just like this could come down to a heal off if no one peeks.
This is nuts. I mean, this is a layer cake at its finest. We have 4 teams alive, Tiff. 6 players in the final 9th circle as it closes to infinite gas. I mean, it's going to come down to self-revives. It's going to come down to gas mask, and Havoc doesn't have one. This is brutal, and I think Havoc has to full send. He's got to go for an elimination on somebody. Or maybe, no, Noobs has got a durable. Noobs could win it all here with the durable gas mask. We talked about resource management. Durable gas mask key. Havoc goes too late, is going to lose his life. Huskerrs going to go down. They do buy back Unrational, who can float for a second. But Noobs on durable, it's got to be Noobs, right? Is he going to go for an elimination? Is he going to go for a cleanup? It's gotta be the case. Noobs goes huge and gets a buyback. Serve's gonna be floating in the air. We still have 3 teams left. What is going on?
Stuck in Gulag? I think we win. I think we get the win.
I think we get the win. Serve flying back. They should be able to pull that off. We will check into some things, but bring it back to us. Regardless of what we have witnessed, that should be a win. Honestly, look, I'd be hiding in the Gulag too, to be fair. It was just a little spooky. I wouldn't want it to come down to this battle royale moment in the building. But for Team Havoc, that was able to navigate a large portion of that end game and look in control, having that mobile buy station in the end game really changed things around for Almond, Noobs, and Serve. Now, if you think back to yesterday, that first drop was Serve able to get that